everyone, it's SimLicy here. So today I'm back with another speed building video, and this time it's an art museum. So I hope you guys like this. It's a pretty industrial museum. It has a cafe, and then it also has a photography studio within it. So it's an idea that I've been kind of rattling around for a while, and I wasn't really sure what style I was going to go with and where exactly I wanted to build it. So I decided to build it in the arts district of San Myshuno. Now I know that the art museum that was here was originally like super modern and like really kind of glass look, you know, really, lots of big windows anyways. But I decided to go with kind of an industrial look because I just really like that style, and I think it's a lot of fun to decorate interior wise. So that's what I went with. I was actually thinking about converting the old salt house in the spice market. I was thinking about converting that into an art museum and like photography studio and cafe, but I thought that it obviously made more sense for the art district to have an art museum, so I went with this instead. And when I went into this neighborhood to start building, I realized that there are actually a lot more industrial style buildings immediately surrounding this lot. So I was like, oh, that's not that bad, because the penthouse lot that comes with this is not too far from this building. You can see it in the distance, and then there's a couple other like pretty bricky industrial style buildings. So yeah, I thought that it worked just fine, and I tried to kind of mimic some of the ivy that's on some of the buildings. Like there's this one building, I think kind of off to the front right of this building. I don't know if you can see it in the recording, but if you have this expansion pack in your game, you can go there and see it obviously. But there's this like huge like drapey viney thing that, oh, it's so cool, and I really wish we had that item, but it didn't come with it didn't come as an item that we can place or find in debug or anything, which is too bad because it's such a cool vine thing that I probably should have took a second just to go and like pan the camera over to it and pause for like, you know, a minute so you guys could see it, but I didn't do that. But yeah, so I put ivy on the building, kind of mimicking that, but obviously I couldn't. I mean, maybe I could have tried to recreate the way it looks, but yeah, I didn't think of a way out. But anyways, so I hope you guys like this. It looks pretty cool. I think it has there's 3 stories to it. So the very top story has kind of like your kind of like a free painting studio where you go in there and practice your painting and practice your woodworking, and there's a place for children because that's required items for a museum. And then there's a guitar in the cafe area just because that's another required item for museums. So I did it just to fulfill the requirements for a museum, and I think obviously it would fulfill a cafe too, because I think you just need the espresso bar and that's it, some tables. But anyways, when you visit an art museum, you can just hire a barista and they'll show up and run the coffee shop, so you don't have to switch back and forth from a cafe to a museum if you want to have it as both. You can just visit it as a museum and then hire a barista, and they'll tend the barista bar, and yeah, your Sims and other townies and stuff can visit it all the same. So I really like the back of this building. I don't know, I like the stairs. I think that's what I like. I ended up putting some stairs on the front, but they're kind of an afterthought because I forgot about the 3rd floor, and so I kind of just threw them on the front because that's kind of where they fit easier without me having to kind of remodel a lot of it. So that's what I went with. I mean, you'll see that once I get half of the interior done, I think, is when I realized that I needed another staircase. So yeah, we'll get to that in a minute. But as you can see, I'm doing lots of vines because of that one building I mentioned, and it just, I mean, I like ivy. It's so pretty. I like the vines. It's really nice. But yeah, and I was also going to do a lot more landscaping than I had originally planned for. Okay, so I was going to do a lot of concrete, and then I was like, no, I should make it all overgrown because of the whole ivy thing. And then once I started doing that, I was like, no, definitely more concrete would be better, but I still wanted some landscaping. So in halfway through the landscaping, you'll see me like kind of jump through it, because I spent so much time just kind of messing around with what I should do with basically the whole lot space to make it kind of look like it blend in a little bit more seamlessly with the world. So it will skip a little bit because, yeah, if I put in everything, it would be so long. But Yeah, so I am pre-recording this video because my sister is coming to see me. My sister hasn't been here since New Year's of 2012. Are you kidding me? Oh my god, that's like 5 years ago. I'm so excited. She's my little sister and I can't wait to see her. I'm so happy. It's her and her boyfriend are going to come and they are going to be here for 5 days, I think. So I'm pre-recording this and a couple other videos just so I have you know, some out and ready to go. That way I don't have to do any recording while she's here. I will probably do some building because I have a really awesome collab coming up with the Relevant Sims, and I can't wait to share that with you guys. I haven't put her half of the build in my game yet, but I know she's about done with it, so it's gonna be so awesome. But yeah, so while my sister's here, I will be decorating that. Maybe she'll help me a little bit. That would be pretty cool. I know she really likes The Sims. She doesn't own it herself, but anytime that, you know, I go to see her or anything, I bring it with me and we mess around together. And she thinks it's pretty cool. We used to play together when we were little. We had Sims 1 on our desktop when we were kids, or was it Sim 1 or Sim 2? It was probably Sims 1. What was it? What year did The Sims come out? 2000? I think. So I was about in middle school when we played, probably about 2001, 2002. I think I was in 7th grade in 2001. Yeah, something like that. But yeah, we used to play and we'd build houses and burn our Sims and just torture them because we were kids, and it was pretty cool. But we never got any expansion packs, and I never played after that. I kind of I don't know, my parents never had internet, so it was like we never really got into it. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, but I never played The Sims 3. I know I've mentioned that a bunch of times. I don't think it was The Sims 2 that I played. I think it was just The Sims 1. So I think I missed The Sims 2 and Sims 3, but that's okay because I'm glad that I got back into it at all because I'm having a blast with The Sims 4. It's such a cool game. But oh, I just built a little garden up there. I was kind of thinking that the cafe might use some like organic vegetables and fruits to make sandwiches and like pastries and stuff. But as you can see, I just skipped forward a little bit and added a lot more concrete, and then I just do a few planter boxes around with some nice bushes and flowers and stuff that I thought looked really pretty. I've been trying to do different types of landscaping. I mean, all of my landscaping's pretty full and kind of lush and overgrown a little bit, just because that's just what I like. I like lush gardens, and like, oh, I can't wait to finish my garden. I mean, I haven't really started. I've like raked the beds and that's it, but it's starting to get really nice outside, and maybe when my sister comes, she'll help me go pick out some flowers and some planter boxes and some pots and things like that. It would be so much fun because I live in a pretty tropical area, so I would like to, I mean, it's like mid-tropical. It's like the part of California it's like where it's north enough that it's still woodsy, but it's south enough that it's still tropical. You know what I mean? I mean, those of you who live in California will know what I mean. But I want to grow some palm trees. Probably not full-on palm trees because I don't have big enough space, but like a sago palm, which can be pretty small as long as you keep them contained in a pot. And they're slow growing, so they'll take a long time. And some like birds of paradise, but I also want to grow some like strawberries and some fruits and stuff. But once we have like some space, like we don't live in a townhouse anymore, I would like to grow some like citrus trees and avocados and stuff like that. Would be really nice. So yeah, now that you guys know about all my gardening, just informed you. But yeah, I put some chess tables back here and some spray painting. What do you call that? The things that you can lay on the floor, the floor things where you can spray paint. And then I put a little stage out here too, so if your Sims do decide to visit this lot, then they can, you know, bring their guitar or their violin or something to do some performing for the people who are out visiting the museum. So I kind of envision this museum to be kind of a hipster place and maybe a little bit noisy. It's not like a kind of uppity museum that I felt like the original one was. Like, I felt like the museum that came with City Living, I felt like that was a little bit more stuffy. Like, you wouldn't be able to be loud and have like live music and be talking. It would be a lot more like shh and like, you know, a little bit more uppity. And this one's more fun. I thought like you could have the kids run around, they could go paint upstairs, and then you could go outside and listen to music and drink your coffee and spray paint, and then like inside's really like kind of open plan. at least with the cafe and the actual museum part. The photography studio is kind of closed off because I was thinking, like, well, when you have to develop film, you have to do it in a black room and you have to use developer and special chemicals and stuff. So I didn't make one of those because it'd be completely a waste of space. But I made it a closed room just because I thought it should be, because you would have to be able to control the lighting. So I put like big curtains in there thinking that you could close them, but you'll see that when I get to it. But I'm just putting some tables down here just for extra seating area. I thought that porch kind of looked nice and kind of balanced out the building a little bit. I kind of wish I would have painted it a different color, but it looks fine in white. Or maybe I should have put some white on the back. I don't know. But I always go back when I'm like, after I'm done doing this, and then I look back and think of all the things that I could have done, and I'm like, but there's so many different ways you could build anything, of course. So yeah. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of this build in the comments. I really like doing community lots. They're like my favorite things to build. And after I did Sim Guru Kimmy's seafood restaurant, I got some really positive feedback about my community lots. And then I noticed some other people have been watching my older community lots, like I did the La Casina Bonita, which is kind of a Italian Spanish style restaurant. I mean, I think it could probably be either, it's like very Western Mediterranean style or South American style. It's kind of what I was thinking, and with that video. So I think I'm gonna make a playlist because I have that one, and then I have Dino's Burger Place. Is that what it's called? Dino's Burger Place? I don't know. It's like a kid's, like a Chuck E. Cheese version in The Sims. It's what I was going for in that one. And then I also did the strip mall, which has a yoga studio. It has a cafe and a little like fancy boutique. So I think I'm gonna make a playlist of my community lots. So if you guys have any other ideas of community lots, I definitely want to do some more, and I love getting suggestions from you guys because I've gotten so many good suggestions and like so many like cool things I think are coming out of that I normally wouldn't do myself. And I really like your guys' feedback and your help with that, because I think it keeps things interesting for me, and hopefully it keeps things interesting for you. And plus it just, I don't know, it just helps me build things that I normally wouldn't do, because otherwise I'd probably just build cutesy suburban homes forever and then like really industrial buildings, because those are the two that I cling to the most. But anyways, I'm just getting the bathrooms put together. I put 2 stalls up here, and they're not gender specific. I just did a unisex bathrooms and then unisex bathrooms downstairs. And yeah, I thought that was fine. Do you guys care? I've heard actually some people like it better when it's the gender specific bathrooms, because maybe it's a little bit more realistic for them. But yeah, I don't really care either way. I kind of go back and forth depending on the build and how much space I have for bathrooms. So yeah, I mean, you could probably just divide it in half. You could put a wall down the middle and make it gender specific. But yeah, I didn't bother with this. So I don't know. Is that something that you guys think about? I don't know. I'm sure some people do. But yeah. So here in just a moment, I've realized that I am not having access to the 3rd floor, and I try to figure out a space to put it, and then I try rearranging this, but I end up moving the sofa and that coffee table in those 2 open squares that are downstairs. And I think that makes a lot more sense. Right here, I'm like, oh, there's a whole other floor that I forgot about. And so after I place the items down there, I'm like, where do I put the staircase? So I end up putting it on the front of the building, which is probably not ideal, but I think it works. I think it works fine. I probably could have added it to the back of the building where the other staircases are, but I really didn't want to mess with the way it looked, because I liked the way it looked a lot. So I don't know. It probably wouldn't have been that difficult to do. So if you don't like the way it looks on the front, you probably could add it there all the same and it would look all right. But yeah, I did play test this also. So I had some Sims visit here and do some painting and drink from the coffee shop and take some pictures, and everything seemed to work just fine. And yeah, they were able to go up here and do some painting, and yeah, it's pretty cool. I really like community lots. As I said, they're so much fun. They're like they make this game really cool, I think. But yeah, so you can see I just kind of rearrange things a little bit, and then yeah, it's not really that different, but yeah, it looks kind of cool. It actually adds to the industrial look of it, I think. But Yeah, I really like industrial coffee shops. I think that's my favorite style of coffee shop to visit in real life, is when they have like that kind of concrete floor and like the metal chairs and the bricks, and I don't know. I just really like that style in general. So, and I like coffee shops. That was my first real job I ever had. Is I worked at a drive-through coffee shop at like a intersection on a freeway. And that was such a cool job. And then right after, well, actually while I was still working there, because I had 2 jobs at the same time while I was in high school. And I worked at one that was like more of a sit-down restaurant where we had like sandwiches and like lunch food and breakfast food and like pastries and stuff. And I worked as a barista there, so I have a love for coffee shops. I would love to own one someday. Like if I could ever, I think a drive-through one would probably be easiest because it would be low maintenance, because, well, not like low maintenance, but lower than like a whole building. And then especially you won't have to deal with the mess that people bring in, and you just have them drive through your window. So I think that would be pretty cool. My husband's actually my father-in-law's good friend, his wife owned one, and she just loved it. I talked to her about it one time, and she loved it so much. She had a lot of fun running a coffee shop, so maybe someday. But this is the photography studio, and you can see I hung up these big curtains, thought that they would drape them closed when maybe they were doing a photo shoot or something, to control the lighting a little bit better so you didn't have glare from the windows or, any unnecessary lighting. So, and then I put some cameras and some of just some cool decoration items on this table right here, which I thought were pretty cool. It took me a while to find the old school cameras that are just decoration. These ones right here took me a while to find those, but I wanted to put those in here. And yeah, I just put like a bulletin board up there, maybe their schedule, maybe if they have any openings, or if maybe if your Sim's a photographer, they could put their little, their information up there for other Sims to pull their phone number down. I mean, that's definitely not in the game, but you can pretend. It's all about imagination, right? And then I've also put a mirror up there so you can check yourself before you go and get your picture taken. But this is where I ended up moving the sofa, and then I put one on the other side of the building too. Just a little reading area. Maybe you could sit here and drink your coffee more privately. And yeah, I mean, it's not super private. It's still there's still doors to the bathroom, and still doors to the museum and the photography studio, but it's a little bit private. Thought that was kind of cool. And then yeah, I don't know. It's coming together. This is where I put the other one, and yeah, it's just a little seating area, which I thought was kind of a cute idea. I just really honestly didn't know what to do with the space, and couldn't add the sofas upstairs, so might as well put them downstairs, right? Yeah, hopefully you guys like this. Let me know what you guys think. I mean, like I said, I really want to do more community lots, so if you have any ideas, I mean, I definitely have been wanting to do another restaurant, like a smaller restaurant, so yeah, probably doing one of those here pretty soon, probably after my sister leaves, because I won't be doing much building while she's here. I will probably only be working on the collab that I have to do, and that's about it. But like I said, she hasn't came to see me in 5 years, so I'm going to definitely be devoted to just hanging out with her, going to the beach, and I live close to winery, so we'll be drinking lots of wine, and anytime I'm drinking, I try not to build because I make lots of mistakes, especially anything that I'm going to try to record, so yeah, coffee's about it for building. But as you can see, I'm putting a little studio together for painting, and I forgot that you needed woodworking benches, so I was putting tables up here just to fill in the space, but then I checked the requirements, and I'm like, oh yeah, you need the woodworking benches, and then also the little, what do you call it, those little tables that the kids can paint onto. So I put a couple of those up there, and then a couple of woodworking benches. And then I also put those, did I already put those up? No, I think I'm putting them up right now. The displays for your paintings when your Sims, where your Sims can sell their paintings, I put a couple of those outside. I was gonna say outstairs. That does not make any sense. That is not correct. But yeah, so I put a couple of those outside just so your Sims can display their artwork. Maybe after they do some painting upstairs, they could go out and sell it. But I'm just lighting up the building, of course. My lighting was getting a little bit laggy here. It's like I've said before, I build on my laptop, so sometimes the lighting's a little bit slow. So it's a little bit brighter than this because it takes a while to catch up with it for some reason. But oh well. Someday I will get a new computer. Someday when I can afford it, and yeah. But yeah, that all depends on how fast my channel grows and stuff like that. But yeah, I just put in the little workbenches and the little painting tables for the children, and I think that's about it. So I'm gonna wrap it up about right here. So enjoy the screenshots, and thank you guys so much for watching. Please leave any comments or suggestions that you have. Okay, bye!